back on the 1950 Dodge. I got to put a sleeve in this cylinder. It's got a small little pit that this ain't going to clean. So the first thing I'm going to do is flat file this. I'm going to deck it when we're all done, but I want it flat because my boring board is going to sit right on the deck. So this is my 944 Van Norman boring bar. It's very old. Got bits, put your camera there. I got to sharpen it with this. There's a diamond lap wheel in the back here. Then I have a setting fixture that I set it with. I'm going to put you all on hyperlapse here. So hang on. This is a little compound stick for this diamond. This is a diamond impregnated sharpener dealy bob. So here's my fixture to sharpen. It's got 3 different positions. We got 3 angles here and here, and the cutting angle is right here. I don't know if you could see that where my thumb is. We want that. We want to keep that narrow. Tool is carbide. Now here we go for that middle angle. I just want to touch it. It's still got a tiny chip, but I'm going to see how it cuts. And, you know, maybe I'm going to go a little bit more. That chip will make it really squeal. So I just made that area, that angle too wide. Now I got to narrow it again. You got to watch out for this thing. I'll explain why later. Well, they'd never get away with a machine like that nowadays with that exposed shaft. That looks pretty good. Let's set it. Okay, now it's sharp. Hard to see on camera. There we go. That's a pretty good shot. So here's my setting fixture. This reads 50 thousandths per revolution. A standard micrometer reads 25. So I don't know why they did this. I haven't ever seen a boring board that wasn't 50 on the mics. So you young people, you better pay attention. Let's set it now. So I put it in here. This reads just like a mic. So I set this. I'm going to go to 3.330 for my first cut. And I simply just turn this thing out. Just turn it out. I want to go just a little bit bigger than what I want because I don't want to jam the tool into the anvil. It'll put a dent in it. And once you start denting that anvil, you have to get it reground, or I regrind mine myself when they get messed up, because it'll keep falling into that dent. Okay, that looks pretty good. There we go. So I'm just going to take this out and get this boring bar up on here. David's going to do that. Here's my son David. Say hi, David. Hey. Okay, we'll get it up on the table. We'll put you back on hyperlapse.
Yes, this bar is old, and yeah, I'd like a newer one, but I don't want a CNC one.
This is the clamp he's putting in there. We've already got a little rod in there that registers into. Okay, first thing we got to pull this lever out. That engages that gear that'll let the column go down. So now I'm gonna try to not block the camera. Go down. Maybe David could guide it for me while I turn this down. We get down in the bore. Now there's a knob up here that we tighten and just kind of wiggle the bar around. So those paws are coming out as I'm turning this. It's hard to see. They expand out. Okay. Now we'll get that tight. There's a lock in the back. Hang on. He's just making sure that clamp is engaged into the front. We don't want anything to come loose here. Okay, tighten her down. Nice and snug. Okay, now I'll loosen the cat's paws and just come up out of the hole. cutting 20. It's hitting the pit right now, and the pit's not clean. This is 20 thou. So yeah, that damn pit. Now I gotta slowly let these cat's paws out. So they drag on the cylinder just a little bit. Just a little, not a lot. Okay, this will be our 5th cut. My boring bar doesn't cut very much. Not like the new stuff. Boy, the new bars. I run bars before. You can cut 1/8 of an inch in one whack, putting in a sleeve. This guy's a little bit old and tired, just like his daddy. There we go, 420. No, we're not smoking pot. You see all the cuts I made. I'm just keeping track of them because I'm stupid. So this is the 5th one, like I said. Okay, let's get it in here. Same drill as before. It goes in. Come down here manually. Turn it on. There you go. She's cutting. Now you see them cat's paws, they're getting ready to go into the hole. Once they get about halfway in, I'm going to crank this out again. So it supports the shoe, the stone, whatever it is, it supports it, the cutter. Here we go, I'm going to crank it out. So I crank this out lightly, real gentle. It'll open up the bore and make it cut funny. Now there's a lock here. It's not a lock, it's a one-way dealie. And this is on a friction. And I just put some tension on. There's a string there. Now that's going to hold tension all the way down. I think we'll put you back on hyperlapse.
Yes, this bar is old, and yeah, I'd like a newer one, but I don't want a CNC one. CNC machines are made for machine operators, not machinists. I'm a machinist.
Okay, that was the last pass for this bit. Take this out and change bits. Pops out. Okay, so I counted here. I did 12 cuts to get to our size. That was with this bit. See the bottom's got an angle? It needs to be square and flat, 90 degrees at the bottom, so that sleeve will sit right down on the shelf. So let's change it. Barry, you're gonna have to go away. We're gonna throw chips everywhere, okay? Say goodbye. What the bottom looks like, so we're gonna make it flat. Okay, so I'm putting the cutter in. Now I got to run it down. I got an indicator here. I got set up. I got to check and make sure it's not going to hit anything. It's not going to hit. I got the cat's paws out to hold it. Here we go. Here we go. He's hitting. Got to take this slow. The more I go, the more it's got to cut. It's got to take it slow here. There's 100. Now watch this. I'm going to go a little extra just because it doesn't really matter. I'm just making it flat down there. So there's 110. Let's see how we did. Look at that, right on the 0. Let's see what we get at the bottom. Look at that. Dead on. I'm sure that a lot of you guys are going to say in the comments, hey, you know, you had a CNC bar and blah, blah, blah. That thing cuts spot on. It cuts slow, but it does an excellent job. So that's what I got. That's what I use. That's what works.
Now we're putting it on the ground. We want a really solid surface, plus the height to swing the hammer will be ideal on the ground.
Okay, Loctite in here. This will be a lubricant and a sealer. want to get a lot in there. Just slide down in there, nice. David's bringing the sleeve right now out of the freezer. It's nice and cold. I made this out of an axle years ago. Here he comes. Huge. Hear that? It hit bottom. He's going to hit it again. One more time. Listen to it. Hear that solid sound? It's in.
And now back on the table it goes.
There you go. Now we're going to trim this down with that same bit that I cut the bottom with. Got just a little bit left. So I'm going to put some bluing around the block here. So when I run the bit down, I'll be able to see it skim here. We're going to surface this block when we're all done, so we don't have to get super critical here.
The bar goes back on it, center it, tighten down the clamp nice and tight, and I'm going to sharpen the bit because it's done 12 passes.
Let's get to cutting.
Look, you can see the paws go out as I crank the knob to get it against the cylinder walls. Kind of steadies it on the way down. You know, this takes quite a while in this bar, but I don't mind. We don't put in a lot of sleeves. Also, hey, there's a playlist on this old Dodge on my main page. You guys check it out.
Now let's top it. There you go. So I'm going to deck this after I put some seats in it. Let's have a look. What the heck's in here? Goofy, get out of there. There you go. So it's still got 5 to go. Got to hone it. Thanks for coming along. Kind of a long video. I don't know how long it's going to be by the time I get done editing it. Thanks a lot for coming along, and come back and see me again. And be nice to each other.